Hello, everyone. A very good morning and good evening to the folks who are from the other countries. My name is Hemant, and I would be your prospective trainer for the Excel program. Well, a brief introduction of myself. As I've mentioned, I'm Hemant. I've been working with corporate firm for last 8 years, which involves experience in Big Four and the top consulting firms. Uh, and most of the experience is into financial planning and analysis, which requires a lot of work in Excel, and that is where I've started my career, and I've been training a lot of campus hires in both the firms which I've worked in. And here in this institute, I've been providing training for past 6 months. I've completed up to 5 batches. This would be my prospective sixth batch for Microsoft Excel. So this is a brief on myself. Well, before I start on the class, I just wanted to, congratulate yourself for, making a really smart move for learning Excel, and for the ones who already know Excel and wants to, gain more skills out of that. That's again a smart move. So congratulate congratulating you and a pat on yourself for, just getting an idea of at least enrolling for the Excel program or maybe attending the demonstration. So this is where I can start my class. So today we will be only having a demo on the Excel program. We will understand what is Excel, why are we using it, where do we use it more, why it is a trending skill in outside the market, and we will see what all topics are covered in our curriculum so that you can also understand that those are the topics you would be getting to learn from this particular program. And if you think that there are topics which you already know and you want to get more of it in detail, like for example, VBA macros, then we have a separate program for VBA macros. And then similarly for the SQL and SQL, Power BI, and there are so many other courses which includes the basic Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, etc. Okay, so I just wanted to check one thing. First of all, I hope I am audible to you guys. So you can just put a message in the chat box or maybe give a reaction so that I know that you guys are hearing. All right.
Yes,
Thank
you're
you.
audible.
Thank you. And I would prefer you guys calling me Hemant and not sir. I mean, thanks for that. Yep. So we will have this an interactive session. So either you can just unmute yourself and talk, or maybe you can put in a chat box. That would be fine. So before I start moving into what is excellent stuff, I wanted to check with you. Are you new to the Excel, or you know Excel and you're here to advance your skills? Or you know Excel but you never worked on it? So that it will be helpful for me to, curate it in those terms. Okay.
Hi, Hemant. Good morning.
Hello, Prasad. Good morning.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Prasad, and currently I'm working as a project manager for one of the in a IT company. I'm looking here I know like Excel in the basic things. Okay, but I would like to deep dive into this one, like the formulas and the VLOOKUPs, HLOOKUPs. So many things. Excel is a vast subject, I know. Like at least day-to-day activities, I need to deep dive into it, and I want to upgrade my skill set here. That's why I joined here.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Prasad, for
Thanks, Hemant.
letting me know. All right. Okay. So, so whether you're a student, you're a job seeker, or a professional, or just someone who's curious to learn about Excel, so this is one of the most useful skills which you need to develop. It's not only it's basically has become a mandatory skill, which is an expected skill outside in the job market. And just by knowing the skills, you can stand out in the job interviews. You can work smarter instead of being a hardworking. You feel more confident using the different tools, because Excel has been a prominent skill which has its usage not only in the Microsoft Office, but when you whether you start writing coding, which is VBNet, Python, or whatever it is. In order to understand how that thing works, you need to know how Excel works. So basically, Excel is that important skill. It is as useful and as regular as how we communicate on our daily basis. So that is something which requires, and Excel is used at every level. Even the directors, partners, the CEOs of the company, they expect to see the data in Excel, because it can do everything. It can help you calculate, you can create dashboards out of it, you can analyze data, everything you can do within Excel. How much ever we are into the generation of AI, in the generation of technology, but the basic skill Excel is needed everywhere. And at the end of the day, people look only at the Excel data. So that is how Excel helps. And every company loves the people who knows Excel. So it shows that you are organized, you're tech savvy, and you're ready to take up on multiple tasks. And trust me, by the end of this course, you'll be surprised of many different formulas, many different shortcuts, how you can utilize it. Using shortcuts will help you save time, and also make you feel act like you know a lot of skills in the Excel. Okay. So let me check with you, or maybe you can help me with this. I know that there wouldn't be any right or the wrong answers, but we can you can answer whatever you feel like. Can you just give me some ideas where do we use Excel? Like what all things we can do with Excel?
Oh, usually we use it for the analysis, data analysis, and for the calculations, or daily day-to-day life, I can say. On a daily
All right.
basis, what we are doing every day-to-day life, we use that Excel.
Yes. Like example in day-to-day lives.
Uh, for expenses, home expenses or personal expenses, what are we doing? Where are we spending? And professionally, uh, data analysis, calculations.
Yep. That's almost something which we have covered. So yes, it is, as you have mentioned, it is actually used in a day-to-day life. We track home expenses, we do budgeting, which is the home expenses again. We do job tracking, like keeping a hold of where all you have applied, what are the status. You create timetables, what needs to be done, what needs to be not done, like a diet chart. When a nutritionist use as a diet chart, maintaining the diets, you use it literally everywhere, in schools, colleges, supermarkets, everywhere. So basically, Excel is the superpower which we use it on a daily basis. It is basically a notebook which contains a lot of boxes. And in that boxes, like let's show you that. Let me share my screen. So this is how your Excel sheet looks like. This has a lot of boxes in this. You can type anything, whatever you want. You can type it in number format. You can type in numbers. You can give percentages. You can do anything in this. I mean, there is no restriction on what to do, what not to do. So, and this will help you keep things in track. You can create multiple tables out of this. You can select the data, come here, create a table like this, and then you can use this table in creating the charts, creating multiple dashboards. Basically, why people use Excel is first in order to store information. Any information can be stored in Excel, and any information can be brought from different websites, from online sources. We can get that information. So first thing in the Excel is we store the information. Storing is just like getting some data and putting it in the Excel. You can store any information based on whatever your job requires or whatever the context is. Like example, as you have mentioned, like you can store your personal expenses data, bank account details, bank statements, school details, college details, everything you can store in Excel. And what, apart from storing, after storing, what do we do with this data? We calculate the data after we store the data in Excel. And how that calculations will happen? Calculations will happen with the help of formulas. We have different formulas which we use. We write the formulas in different way in order to get the calculation. You can do calculate with the formulas. You can write the totals. You can get the percentages, and literally whatever you want to do. You want to add, subtract, divide, multiply, whatever it is, you can do with the help of the calculations. And after you do the calculation, you analyze the data. Now, what is meaning of analyzing the data? You try to read the data after you do all the calculations. So basically you have a raw data which is storing information, you calculate it, and then you finally analyze it. Think of a tailor. You give them a raw cloth, okay, and they design it, and then in the final thing, they give it to the end user. That's how it is. So Excel, so storing information is like a raw cloth to you. Doing performing calculations is something you take the measurement, you cut and you design it in the way you want. And analyzing is your output, the last and the final product. So this is what we do in Excel. We store information, do the calculation, and finally we analyze the data. So these are the main important things what Excel does. Now this data can be planning a wedding, tracking expenses, running a company, giving the reports to the CEOs, executives, whatever it is. So this is all is done in Excel. Now, in the real world examples, we use this in shops, businesses, tracking the stock data, how much is calculating the profit, managing the customer needs. In schools, we use it for, recording the marks, tracking attendance, maintaining timetables. In hospitals, we use to track or maintain the patient records. And you also in these places, you have employees wherein employees punch in, punch out. All this data gets stored in Excel. Everywhere it is used. It's used by lawyers to track the cases, by event planners to plan different things, restaurant to manage orders, inventories to see again, how much is the profit, how much is the loss, etc. NGOs and charities, and in different multinational companies. Like as you have mentioned that you are into the project management in this company and you are using the Excel to perform multiple things and analyzing the data. And with this, if you are a job seeker, this will help you land in multiple jobs. The basic to basic job as a data entry operator, and then highest to highest being a MIS executive, which is management information executives, HR coordinator, sales coordinator, reporting analyst. All these jobs will land you with Excel. So Excel is the basic skill which is required for all these jobs. And currently in the market, we have reporting and analytics, which is trending. Nowadays, a lot of reports are being made in Excel, and with the help of Excel to boost the dashboarding stuff, we have Power BI and Tableau, which can be integrated via Excel. And that's how Excel is needed, even if you are going for the analytics roles. Now, can you tell me, apart from Excel, do you know any other tool which which is similar to Excel and which has been used widely outside? You can mute, you can tell, you can type in the chat box, like same skill like Excel. Do you think there is any other skill which does the similar work as Excel? Any other application which does the similar work as in Excel? Okay, I see one person telling Google Sheet, one of them telling no.
It's like a, you mean Joho sheets like that? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
the
mean.
same way as Excel is.
Okay.
So yes, yes, one of you told Google Sheet. That is yes. Google Sheet also does the same thing what Excel does, but Excel has a lot of, Excel can be done online, offline, and online both. While Google Sheet using Google Sheet, it is online. But the way Excel has been a monopoly in the market, we don't have Google Sheets like that. Google Sheets, not many of them use it. Excel is being used everywhere. And there are some other tools which have been implemented by Oracle, IBM, but it is again used by the respective firms only. Excel is the one which is being used everywhere. Why? Because it is free. Now it has been chargeable, but it can be used offline. You easily get this application outside in the market without paying any subscription, and everyone uses it. There are certain charts, there are certain inbuilt charts, there are certain functionalities which only Excel has and Google Sheet doesn't have. And we do have a lot of lists if we go and search outside. But again, Google Sheet is not being used everywhere. So if I want to send any data to you, what would be the first option you get in your mind? You get as an Excel only. Did any one of you ever get a Google Sheet as an online thing? No. So because Excel has been used so much that everyone relies on Excel. Imagine a day without Excel. A lot of companies will just sit down and do nothing. Remember the time when Microsoft was down and everyone was suffering? There was an outage in the Microsoft, and all the firms were like done for that day. I mean, nobody worked on that day. So it is as important as it is oxygen to human. It is important to all the companies. That is what I can say. Now let's get to know how Excel, where does Excel belong to? How did we get? So Excel has been implemented by Microsoft, and along with Excel, we have different applications which Microsoft has implemented. So MS Excel, MS means Microsoft, MS Excel, we have MS Word. MS Word is to create documents, Word documents, like just writing text in that. We have MS Access, which is similar, which is kind of similar to Excel, but it is not like Excel. In this, you can also develop things like write a lot of codes, create macros and stuff. You have MS Teams, which is a message exchange application. Along with that, you can share your files, etc. You can do calls with the teams. You have MS Outlook. Again, this is a exchange of messages via email. In MS Teams, you can also send your files. You can also send online files like how Google Sheet has that functionality. So these are the expected skills which, and there is MS PowerPoint, sorry. No, in this course, we will be only learning MS Excel, but we also have another course where you have the introductions or the basic understanding of all the other applications. So MS PowerPoint is again used for the PowerPoint, the presentation stuff where you present the data to the clients if you want to, pitch in for a client or, do a lot of big deals and stuff. Yeah, presentation can be done through Excel, but again, PowerPoint has a lot of other features which is not available in the Excel. And again, PowerPoint is little colorful and presentation specific. It has slides basically. Excel don't have slides. Excel has only sheets. You can present it in Excel also, but it is more interactive and likely in MS PowerPoint, which is like because of the colorful nature and stuff. So these are all things which you can do with Excel, and these are all a part of the MS Office. So this is called, overall is called MS Office. So when a person says, do you have MS Office in your laptop, which means they're expecting to see all these things in your laptop. So why when we end up this course, we will learn how to enter data, format data, do multiple calculations, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, if conditions, sum if, count if, totals, averages, percentages, etc., etc. How we update the formulas automatic, how we create charts and visualize them, how we create a pivot table, how we use the slices, all these things. And then we will end up with a very nice dashboard, how to build a dashboard. Yeah. So we'll let you understand, we'll help you understand. Now, what I'll do is I will explain you, I'll let you go through what is the course curriculum, what we will be learning as a part of this course. And then based on that understanding, based on that course curriculum, you can understand if you already know or are aware of these topics. If you're already aware of this topic, I would request you to go for the advanced version, in the sense the VBA macros. If you're someone who wants to learn macros into the core, you can go for that. Or with the help of, or you have Tableau and Power BI, which you have another courses, you can enroll for that course. So let me just go through the website once. Okay, so this is our institute website, which is Excelytics. You can simply go in the Google search here and just type Excelytics, and you get this page. You can click on this page, and then this website basically appears up. And here you have multiple courses, what all courses we teach. Okay, Excel, VBA, Python, Tableau, Access, Power BI, data analysis and visualization, which is combination of multiple courses. SQL, Analytics, Power Back. Again, this is a group of multiple courses. Weapon, which is the same thing which I just told, which is the meaning of weapon is basically Word, Excel, Access, PowerPoint, Outlook, etc. And then business analyst, again, it's a group of course, and SAP FICO, which is SAP ECC platform. So in this, if you go to Excel and if you click on introducing MS Excel, click on the course details. This is something which I am going to teach as a part of this curriculum. Now, what do we have in this is we have three different sections here: understanding Excel, basic Excel, and the advanced part of the Excel. So in understanding Excel, it's a very short and a brief explanation of how Excel has come into the market, what is its history, how it started, basic terminologies of Excel, what are the different versions of the Excel, and how is the Excel user interface basically. Excel user interface is something, the screen, how does the screen looks, what all options we have in the screen. Okay. And then we will start with the basic Excel like, you know, cut, copy, paste, the clipboard group, the font group, different colors we use, the font style, different type of text, how we write, alignments, what are the data types in Excel? Like, as I told you that we can store anything in the Excel. It can be a general data, which is, text, numbers, and then you have a specific number format. You have, if you want the data to be in a currency format, accounting format. So we have different types of number groups which we have in Excel. And then we do conditional formatting. What is conditional formatting? Like based on the condition, how do you want your data to be looking at? Then we have a concept called format as table. We will understand what is format as table, how it is different from a normal table, what are the advantages of format as table, where do we use the format as table options. Then we have cell styles, copying the data, moving the data from right to left, left to right, how to hide sheets, hide rows, unhide rows, how to find the data, how to go to the data, what are the special functions in the data. So these are all your basic Excel items. Now in the advanced part, we have the formulas. What are the different formulas? What are the formulas? What are arguments in the formulas? What are mandatory and optional arguments? What are the operators which we use? Cell references, which is one of the most important topics, how you freeze the data, freeze the cell, freeze the column, freeze the row. We learn in the cell references. After you know these basic items, then you go with the different types of formulas. Now we have Excel formulas. There are actually thousands of Excel formulas which we have in Excel. Like if you go to Excel, go to the formula section, you have a lot of formulas. These are there, but you see in the more you have multiple formulas. But obviously we will not go through each and everything because there is something which is industry specific formulas which you and me will not use on a daily basis. Only if you are destined to such jobs, then you will be getting a training in your offices. But we will be giving you training which is a bare minimum skill which you need to have when you go outside in the market. Obviously, no company will ask you something, a formula related to engineering, until and unless you work for an astronomical company. So, or an aeronautic company. Okay. So we have text functions, we have date and time functions, we have logical, where I've mentioned about the if functions, which is again important skill to know. If else, if error. Then you have mathematical functions. You have in mathematical functions, you have some ifs, some and some ifs, which a lot of employers want you to know. Then you have statistical formulas. All the formulas in the statisticals are very important. We use it. Yes. So whatever mentioned in this particular, yeah, whatever mentioned in this particular sheet is something which we will go through with each and every case. And then information formulas, and then finally lookup and reference formulas, which is the most important section of the formulas, which when you say to any person that I know advanced Excel, which means they are expecting you to know these formulas. And these formulas are like a bread and butter, which we use every day in our regular work, which is the most important is VLOOKUP, match, and index. This is something which has been used a lot. So these are the lookup and references formulas which we use much. After you do all these things, which is a part of performing your calculations, then you do the report designing. In report designing, basically you insert pictures, you create charts, you create spark lines, you create slicers, and you do the formattings with the help of the multiple insert options. And then We have the printing techniques wherein how you print the data, how you which you want to set up the page layout, page area. You have all these options. And then you have different formula execution techniques like defining names. We have something called name manager in Excel. We give a name to a particular set of data. How you can use this in charts, how you can use this in formulas is something which we will help you go through. You have sort and filter, how you can sort the data, how you can filter the data. What is advanced filter? I'm sure not many of us know about what is the advanced filter. The advanced filter is also one of the advanced topics in this. You have connection with external applications, how you want to get the data from the external source. Like if you want to get some data from an online website, how you can get the data, that also we will help you with. Data validation, which is one of the most important skills. We will get to the data validation when I talk about this topic. Data validation is basically help you validate the data. Now this will be used in a lot in surveys or a drop down forms. With the help of this, we will do a drop down. We will try to create a drop down with limited options. Like for example, whenever if ever you have applied for a job, they will ask you, right, what type of degree do you have, and then in the drop down you have only limited options: bachelor's degree, master's degree. In bachelor's, if you're in sciences, commerce, like that, we create drop down with the help of the data validation. And then we have something called data analysis and visualization. Here, what we do is we create pivot table. Pivot table is again one of the most used Excel functions. With the help of pivot table, you will analyze the data. Basically, thousands and thousands of records can be cut down in a very short form with the help of pivot table. So in pivot table, you have multiple options: how to insert the pivot table, how to create slicers, how to connect the pivot table through different set of data. You have all these options. And with the help of pivot table, you have something called pivot chart. So basically you connect your pivot table with a slicer as well as chart. This will help you create a dashboard. As you know, charts are basically the pictorial representation of your data, how your data looks like, how you can create or show your data in terms of charts. Now, combination of your pivot table, slicers, chart will become a dashboard. Also, there are sheet protection techniques like spell checks, like how we have spelling check in Word document. I hope you all know about the Thesaurus. Thesaurus is an inbuilt application which will help you check your spellings if you have any spelling mistakes. Protection options, how you can protect your worksheet, how you can protect your data, and how you can protect your whole Excel file. Comments is basically if you want to write any comment. Suppose I am your manager and you are sending me some data. I have certain questions. So what I do is I can comment on each cell, and a comment pop-up will show to you that Hemant has updated some comments, and then you will review the comments and then you will update your Excel sheet accordingly. Insert note and comment are kind of similar features, where comment is basically commenting on something, note is something which you want to write it as a precaution or prerequisite. So these are all the options which I will be going through as a part of this Excel curriculum. Now, one important disclaimer is, if you are aware of these topics, if you are aware of everything whatever is listed here, and you think that you can do this particular, I mean, you can skill yourself with this by yourself, and you want to go to an, uh, an advanced version. By the advanced version, I am talking about the macros, which is, or maybe I'll go here, which is MS Excel VBA macros. If you want to automate something in Excel, automation and all is a part of VBA macros, which is another course. Okay. So if you think you are good with the Excel content and you want to learn the automation stuff, then VBA macros is the course which you have to enroll for. But if you think that you need to know these topics, then this is the right platform for you to know. And if you are something who are admiring for Power BI, SQL, Power BI, and Tableau, then we have separate course for Power BI and Tableau. Yeah. In order to go to Power BI and Tableau or Excel VBA, which is macros, the basic thing is Excel. If you know this thoroughly, then only I would recommend you to go to the macros or Power BI or Tableau class. Okay. And by knowing this, I don't recommend you to just enroll after this session. Learn Excel, have hands-on experience for at least 1.5 month, and then enroll for the advanced like macros or Power BI, whatever your job role looks like. For example, in my current job role, this part of Excel is enough to understand or to work. Macros is not needed for my job role. And not every job role needs macros. Macros is used when you are doing the regular activity on a daily basis, which you can automate it. With the help of one button, you can create that particular file. But for a job where you deal with multiple different files and multiple analysis on a daily basis, then Excel is enough. So this is what I wanted to put as a disclaimer to you guys. So I request you to go back home, go through this website, go through the course curriculum, understand thoroughly, and then move forward. Okay. Now I will help you. Now that I have just showed you on a brief on what is there and what is not there, I will show you the file. So the moment you enroll to this particular course, you will be getting an Excel course curriculum like this. Just one moment. An Excel course curriculum sheet like this, where you have all the data. It's not data, which is all the information. So you will be getting all these files as a part of a SharePoint link. And in these files, you have multiple different things. Like, for example, this is one of the most important sheet, which is Excelytics Excel training, which is basically this particular file. And I will be teaching you everything whatever discussed topics, whatever the course curriculum is there, all those things are there in this particular file. If you see, it starts with home and it ends with a lot of different sheets towards the end. You see, we discussed about charts, data analysis, protection of sheet. Okay, all these things. Yeah, Excel to advanced Excel sheet. The whole curriculum, whatever is there is in there in this particular sheet. Okay, you will be getting access to this particular sheet where we teach each topic based on our course. Every topic is discussed here, whatever we mentioned there. Okay, and in this sheet, you have two other files, which is formulas. So if I click on formulas is again a big subject. So we divided that formulas differently. So I just showed you about the things, right? One second. So if I, yeah. You can download this and keep it as an offline version with you. So text functions, date and time, logical, mathematical, all this are there in your formula sheet. Text, date and time, logical, information, statistical, mathematical, lookup, name ranges, calculation options. Okay. All these are formula items. And then you have something called, so we will be discussing each tab. Every tab in detail we will be discussing with you so that I will also use the same file to discuss and you will also have that file to practice at your end. And then we have this Excel other features. These are some other features which we did which are not there in those files. So insert tab, page layouts, view, review, and protection. Okay. So all this are there. I mean, this is a used file, but you will get a new file. Okay. So these are the files which you get access to. You have all the information here. You also have the list of what all other courses we have here. And let me go through the final. So at the end of this course, what you will do is you will be able to convert this particular data. Can you see this is a data? This is a raw data. You will be able to convert this raw data into a beautiful dashboard like this. This one? No, 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 no. So I'll tell you. For this, you need to, if you want to see actually where is this data coming, you have option to go back to, where your data is. Select data and then you go to the select data. It will show you where the data is coming from. Okay, I'll explain you what is happening here. Okay, so this is how our dashboard looks like. So let me just hide some stuff. Okay, this is how your Excel dashboard looks like. So the moment you click any month like this, your data gets changed by monthly basis. So this is how you visualize the data. A similar thing is there in Power BI and Tableau, but Power BI and Tableau has the more advanced version of charts. You have different kinds of charts in Power BI and Excel. So whatever you click, so these are these things, whatever you see are called slicers. The whatever clicking activities are something is slicers. So these are all slicers, which is a part of pivot table. And that pivot table is connected to this chart, and that is how the charts are changing. So this is how you can create a dashboard. No. So this is the final information, which is dashboard. If you want to go into the raw data and see the raw details, you can simply go to the raw data like this. Yeah. Yeah. These are different tabs. You can name it whatever you want, like supporting pivots. So these are the pivot tables. With the help of this pivot tables, you can do a lot of stuff. So I'll show you. So this is how pivot tables look like. You can add data like this. You can do whatever you want, basically. See, if you want it by order ID, you can just do it by order ID. Like that. You can do anything from pivot table, data by order ID. And then here is something what you are like. If I double click on this number, 1 to 1265, if I double click, it will take you to the exact detail from where the 2265 is coming. So this is how your dashboard looks like. And so at the end of this course, what we will do is we will learn how to create this dashboard. Now this dashboard is, now when do we create this dashboard? Coming back to my first point, which I told in the start. Did I delete that sheet? Okay. I think I deleted that sheet. Okay. So in the start, I told you, right, that in Excel, what do? We first store the data, perform calculations, and then we analyze it. So what you see here is in the dashboard, you have your data, which is the stored information. Now in this data, we did little calculations. I'll show you the calculations. So if you see the formulas on the formula bar, this is the formula. So if you see, we did multiple calculations here. We did VLOOKUP, we did text formula, all these things, right? So these are the calculations. You see, we added one number there, C17 plus 1 here. So we performed calculations here. After we performed calculations, we analyzed the data with the help of pivot tables. And after we analyze this data, we created charts. Now the charts are here. We bought the charts here. And with the help of pivot tables, we created slicers also. And after we bought all this information, what did we do? don't mind, my workbook is, my laptop is little slow. So after we create the charts, what did we do? We put everything together at one place, and this is how the dashboard looks like. Now you will not believe that small details are very important. Now you remember we did inserting. I just showed you about inserting stuff, right? Insert pictures, shapes. So these shapes, whatever you see, are basically inserted items. And the page layout settings will help you hide unnecessary rows. So did you see in other Excel sheets, you have all the boxes towards the end, right? So what did we do? We hide the rows, we hide the columns only to see the basic data, whatever we want to see. The rest of the data is not there. Rest of the boxes is not visible. So this is how you must be thinking, what will we do by hiding rows and buttons? This is how, when you show a data, this is how it looks like. You show it in this way. So this is how this is what we do towards the end of the Excel. So with this, what we do is we give you a sheet, a raw sheet, and after the raw sheet, you create a sheet like this, a dashboard like that. So this is how the raw sheet looks like. With the help of this two tabs, you will create a dashboard. So these are all things which will be covered as a part of the Excel. The curriculum, you can just go to Google Sheet, Google, and just look for this. Yeah, from the website, you will get it. I can help you share the link of the website in the WhatsApp channel. So this is pretty much about our demo session today. Does anyone has questions? Yeah, as a part of this questions, I'll just help you clear one thing. This particular online SharePoint folder will be shared with you, which you can download and put it with you forever. Okay. Second thing is, after every class, within 3-4 hours, you will be getting the recording of this class. And this recording will be only accessible by you with the help of the email ID which you give to the team. And they will basically add your email ID in the YouTube, and you will be getting this recording as a part of YouTube video, which you cannot download it. Only you can view it. And this will only be for the 6 months. This will not be for lifetime. The classes, yeah. The daily classes, whatever we discuss on a daily basis. So we will have this batch over the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Okay. Apart from this, do you have any questions? Online folks, if you have any questions, you can put down in the chat group. I'll be able
Sorry.
to answer your questions.
Hemant, I have one question. Like, what would be the duration for this batch?
What? What is the
What would be the duration? How
duration?
many
Would be
weeks?
for a month, which would be, I think, 8 to 9 classes.
Acha.
So we are planning to end this by 9th of September. Sorry, October.
October.
One moment. Yeah, I think 11th of October.
Okay. 3, 4, 5, 5 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, 11th of, it is actually 5th of October, but we can go until 11th of October, which is Saturday.
Okay.
That is because we will not be having any session tomorrow. We will only have our first session from the next week onwards, which is
Oh,
13th of
1,
September.
2, 3,
So we will have our first session from 13th.
2, 3,
Hmm?
4. Okay.
The number of student depends on the enrollments. Usually we have 10 to 12 students. Yep. Any more questions do you have? Or first thing, were you able to understand what I told, what I explained here?
Yes, Hemant.
Okay. Any other folks, do you have any questions? You can put it in chat. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. So if you have no questions, so we can close this demo call today. And then basis on your enrollment, you'll be getting the message and the link for the next class. We will have our next class on 13th September, which is Saturday. Tomorrow, we don't have any class because of the festive thing going on in the city. All right. So can I end this session? Do you have, if you have any questions, please write. Yes, yes. Thanks for asking this question, Mr. Kiran. Yeah, we do have practice questions. I'll share you the screen and show you how it looks like. So you have here test. In this test, you have multiple topics where you can do the test. Apart from this, while I am teaching, I will also send you some sheets like this and ask you to do stuff like the moment when I go to the formula section, I will ask you to, do the totaling percentages using the references, row references, column references, mixed references. So this is one of that Excel sheet. This is the VLOOKUP function Excel sheet where I want you to practice it. I will share the sheets with you, how you have to do it. Obviously, I will teach you first how it works, and then I will ask you to work on this. So like this practice sheets you will be getting. And for the if conditions, nested if, and condition, or condition, if error, all these things, I will send you the practice sheets. I will check with you. I will ask you also. Okay, it was on pause, sorry. I will ask you questions also. And with this, you will also be having information on formulas and with different shortcuts. Shortcuts are there in this particular file itself. And also when I teach, I will tell you what all shortcuts we use it. We have a sheet completely for the shortcuts. Just a moment. Yeah, this one. Shortcut keys. So if you press function F1 alone, it will go for help. If you do it with the help of shift, it will ask for the more help. If you do it with the help of alt, it will insert a chart sheet. Like this, you have multiple functions which we use it. You have to check this, and then do it. I will anyway teach you the most used shortcuts like adding sheets, removing sheets, adding rows, columns, deleting rows, columns, etc. So these all are there. And then we have something called important topics where you have more things about Excel, which is again, which will be discussed within us. So some important topics like this are there. So you can just go through like it's a readable guide kind of thing for you. So all these sheets will be there in the course content. You have some dashboard examples. You have how external data, images for practicing, all those stuff are there. So which will be helpful for you in the whole curriculum. But don't worry, practice sheets will be shared with you. I will share it personally in the WhatsApp. Like the admin of the institute will share you over the WhatsApp on the moment we close that particular topic. So don't worry on that practice sheets. I will definitely make sure that you get the practice sheets, and we will also discuss the practice sheets in the class. The only thing what I expect from you guys, if you guys are enrolling, is, attendance is important. Like important in the sense, this is definitely important for you, because I know for a fact that you are coming here, you are paying fees for something which you want to learn, and only with the help of being attentive in the class and do practicing on a regular basis will only help you. If you attend the whole class and you don't practice, then also it's a loss for you. So I want you guys to practice a lot. With practice only you will become a perfect person on Excel. So practice is definitely needed. Without practice, it's useless to just attend the class. Not only Excel, but any other skill, whatever skill you learn, practice is important. Even if you go for the macros, Power BI, until and unless you practice it much, you won't get it. So I expect you to be attentive and practice it. And there are some topics which we discuss in the start, but we will also use that reference in the future classes. So in that way also, you will have to remember what has been taught in the earlier classes. Obviously there would be times, since this is weekend, that there would be times that we might plan something and go out and we skip the class. For that you have the YouTube recording which you can watch it. But just don't be in this intention that there is a recording, so I will watch the recording at my convenience. Yes, you can watch it at your convenience, but being there in the live class will help you get your doubts cleared on the spot. So any more
Excuse me, sir.
questions? Yeah.
May I know when you would be available today, sir? I would like to meet you in person.
So I will be coming to this institute Saturday and Sunday every weekend,
Okay. Okay.
10 a.m. to 1
So
p.m.
by what time I can reach? Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yep. Any more questions?
So, can we have these sheets to work out? I mean, like, can we do the how do we say, practice in any kind of a sheets that you could give us in this sessions?
Yeah,
I mean,
as I said, I will be sharing the practice sheets. You will anyways have the overall course folder with you, which you can download. Apart from that, whenever we go to the complex topics like formulas, during that time, I will send you some dummy data and sheets, which you can practice. Like for example, when I go to the topic of VLOOKUP, index or match, when I go to the topic of references, when I go through the topics of if else condition, during that time, I will send the practice sheets so that you can practice it. And if you have any questions during the after I share the sheets, we can discuss in the further classes.
okay, sir. Thank you.
So it is actually both, but if you want to attend offline, you can come to the class. I'll be in the class only. The same way how we are doing it. We will have laptops if you want. You can either get your personal laptop or we have laptop in the institute also. Okay, so if you don't have any further questions, we will end this call today, and you will get further notification of the next class, which I mentioned that it would be next Saturday. You will get notified further with the Zoom links basis on your enrollment in the course. And as I've mentioned, please go through the course curriculum on the website, understand if you are a right fit to this course, and act accordingly. For details of the other classes, you can call to the admin. I'm sure you are all on the WhatsApp groups. You can just message in the group and ask the admin and counsel yourself for what kind of course you want to enroll for it. All right. So apart from this, we also have the similar course at different timings. We have one course at 7:30 to 9 a.m., one in 9:30 to 11, one 6:30 to 8:30, 6:30 to 8. These three are the weekdays classes, which will be for 1.5 hours. For the weekends, we have only this one, which is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you want your schedule to be in the weekdays, you have those three timings. Two in the mornings, one in the evening. And for the weekends, we have only one, which is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. session. Now, weekdays, we have different trainers. For weekend, currently I am there. So my previous batch was a weekday batch. It depends again on the prospective students.